But it is expensive.
Yes, absolutely. Now, last time you here, you talked about there were some other companies across the United States
Yes.
That were out there working in different parts of Haiti as well.
That's correct.
To do the same kind of thing that you guys were doing out there.
Right.
Now, do you strictly work with the leg amputees, or do you work with the arms or the hands or any of that as well, or are you just mainly focused on the lower limbs?
Well, for this trip, the need was so great that we were able to specify that we wanted adult below-the-knee patients.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel like emotionally I could go over and handle children right now. That was just, I have 2 kids of my own, and I really didn't know how I would be able to handle, or if I'd be able to handle that,
well,
on that level.
I would also see that strategically as being kind of hard because the kids will grow.
The other thing is that for our money, for the cost effectiveness of the trip,
exactly,
that was the other reason. That was the second reason.
Right.
So and those two were the biggest reasons that we decided just to go with the below the knees. We ended up doing 2 above knee patients, by the way, that were exceptional. So they showed up, but we still took care of them. And believe it or not, they fit as well, which was pretty incredible.
Now, did you also have anybody else that came that might have been friends of theirs that were in the same kind of situation that may have been asking for help too? Did you get into that?
Well, what we had was a few people who showed up who obviously had been injured long before the earthquake had happened.
Oh yeah, okay.
So yeah, so but it was really, I mean, Matt and I came to the conclusion that obviously, we run into that over here. But, these people had heard that these gentlemen are going to be here helping people who were injured in the earthquake. So they showed up with an earthquake story.
Yes, yes.
But obviously,
they're all over the world, aren't they?
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
But still, and you can't blame those people for, needing the services, and B, saying, well, if being a victim of the earthquake is a requirement for getting a prosthesis, then I'm going to say I'm a victim of the earthquake, because they needed a prosthesis regardless. And what they didn't really realize is it really didn't matter that it was just that was just something that we hadn't considered before we were faced with it.
Right.
Was, well, what about people who are already over there who just need services? Who, this one guy had hit himself in the foot with a hoe about 5 years ago. And their hoe over there is about 12 inches tall, and you have some leverage when you come down with it. So he had lost his leg about 4 years ago. It was a very mature below-the-knee amputation. We can tell when we look at it that that's been there for a while. It's not new like these earthquake people. But and there was another woman who was above a knee, and she had been an above-the-knee amputee for several years as well. She was very mature.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter. That wasn't a condition of us seeing them that it was earthquake. All they needed to do was need a prosthesis.
Right.
But like I said, it was funny because they didn't know that, and so they came in with the earthquake story. So it was kind of funny.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's always. What's your next step now?
Well, our next step now is hopefully people go to www.walkfreeintl.org and look at this video of these people that we helped in Haiti, and think about what they can do to affect this. I mean, if somebody donates, $10, they become a part of that, and it's an amazing thing to know what we can do collectively. Yeah. I mean, doing something individually is rewarding, but anytime somebody donates into that fund on a small level, they obviously become a part of us being able to go back and help more people to lead a functional life. These people really depend on being able to get around in order to live.
Yeah.
We have all sorts of services over here. We have people who come to your house to build a ramp.
Right.
You can get your home modified, and people will pay, and there are agencies that will help pay for that. You can call on the TV and get yourself a hover round brought over to your house, and we have so many things that are available over here that are absolutely not a possibility there. That just the ability for them just to stand up to brush their teeth or to stand up to cook a meal is a very, very big thing for their activities of daily living, and for them to be functional human beings. And so they can be a part of that.
Yeah, very good. And once again, the website.
It's www.walkfreeintl.org.
Sounds great. And I want to thank you guys for coming in. And again, your name was?
Matt down.
Matt, and I want to thank you for coming in, Matt. And what do you see in the future as far as this goes, man? We have about 30 seconds.
What would be great is to be able to continue and do trip after trip, and the more we can get down there, the more people we can help.
Sounds great. Jeff, great to see you again, and great job on what you're doing out there.
Thank you.
And anytime that we can help you out, get you back on here and talk more about it, you just give me a call.
Thank you very much, Marty. We appreciate it. We appreciate everybody out there listening, and we certainly hope that y'all are compelled to donate some money for this cause. It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, very good. Great. All right, folks, I have to take a quick break, and we'll do that right now. You're listening to News Talk.